The devil, Satan himself, doesn't want you fasting because with fasting, you get more clarity. The devil doesn't want you to prosper. What's up, guys? I'm Kyle, also known as the Pandaman. In today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons that men must fast. Reason number 1, you're going to develop a more stoic mindset, a more stoic attitude. People are more naturally stoic than others. So what is stoicism if you're not sure what that means? You should study this, study some of Marcus Aurelius' stuff, study meditations. Ryan Holiday has a lot of good stuff about this. But not letting outside forces manipulate your thoughts. You stay even keeled. You don't react. You don't get emotional. That's not what men are designed to do. They're not designed to be emotional creatures. So the stoicism, right? Because with the fasting, what's going to happen? You're going to get into fasting. You're going to start having some internal chatter, inner dialogue, I call it, with the mind map. And the inner dialogue can get loud sometimes. Stress is what's always going to be what knocks you off track, particularly when it comes to your eating and your diet. Food is a drug. Most people turn to it, even though they don't need to eat at that moment, to calm the mind down. If you let this get real loud in that period of time, hold on one second, Brax. Brat found a rat. Developing that stoic mindset. And you have to start figuring out strategies when you're in a deeper fast, in a longer fast, of what are you going to tell yourself when the thoughts come, when the temptations come. Remember, when you decide to fast, the devil, Satan himself, doesn't want you fasting because with fasting, you get more clarity, right? You gain more clarity, you're much more likely to carry out your mission in life and your vision. He doesn't want that. The devil doesn't want you to prosper. Now, I suggest once you start something like my Black Panda, which is your 48-hour fast followed by 1 meal a day, that you study Stoicism, you immerse yourself in that. You read my book, The Panda Diet. Go deep in this. Develop the mindset that it takes and look at fasting as a weapon. It is you putting on the full armor of God to withstand the devil's schemes. Now, all this that I teach will make a lot more sense when you look at it from a spiritual perspective. If you still only believe that fasting is a physical thing, I get it, that's where you're at right now, but you will grow, your mind will grow, your spirit will grow, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We need more men, these stoics out there. Now let's go on to the second thing. Second thing ties nicely, baby I'm a Taylor, ties nicely into the first thing about the stoic mindset, self-mastery. Should it or should it not be, I mean it's up to you, be the goal of a man to attain some level of self-mastery? I believe it is, and it's a very hard thing to do. It takes physical training, mental training, spiritual training, meditation, which spiritual training, mental training. It all goes back and forth. It all ties together. Right? When you commit to fasting, nicotine makes me burp sometimes. Not burping from food, I'll tell you that. The self-mastery though, because the inner dialogue that I mentioned before, you're gonna have a lot of doubt. You have to catch that because the inner dialogue becomes a picture in your head, an image in your head that you have to replace. Think about this. You tell your wife, your girlfriend, your buddies you're gonna fast, you're gonna do a 48-hour fast, and you don't do it versus the you that does it. Got a lot more saliva too. Watch one of my other videos for that since fasting long form, which is a good thing. Are they going to find the one that didn't do it, folded, or the one that, hey, I'm going to do this? I've mastered myself to this degree. Despite the temptations that will come to me today and the triggers and environments that will make me want to eat, and I'm not going to eat, is much more attractive. The one who is working on mastering the self. I don't know if you ever fully achieve self-mastery, which is okay. I don't know if anybody does. You make the argument of Jesus, but he's the Son of God. This will lead to confidence in other areas of your life. You will start to believe in yourself more and more and more. When I first started, I would tell myself, I'm building mental muscle. And this is going to give me an advantage over the next guy because he's not strong enough to do this. Just mind games I would play with myself. So back when I started bodybuilding, I studied Schwarzenegger a lot, Arnold. He was a great role model at the time for me. Kind of went a little wacky with the COVID stuff.
Come with me if you want to live.
That kind of knocked him down a bunch of pegs in my mind. But nonetheless, if you ever watch Pumping Iron, he would sometimes talk to himself in the third person. He would manipulate himself and play these mind games that Ferrigno was maybe going to beat him.
What did you say, Louis? What did you say?
I'm training, Arnold. I gotta get a good pump.
You made too much noise.
Just to give himself that edge. So that's another technique, right, with the inner dialogue. There's so many ways we can use the mind. That's really what I'm trying to teach you guys, is how to use the mind, how to get a glimpse of the blueprint for this, which is what I studied, mind mapping, and what I've learned so much from Dax and Matt Fury, and so many others. Nonetheless, going to develop some level of self-mastery. Let's go on. I hope you hung on long enough to hear this. It's going to sound kind of far out there, but let's get to it. The last reason that as a man you should practice fasting. Now, we live in a crazy day and age right now. If you still think things are going to go back to normal and you're not really seeing what's going on, man, then you got a thing or two coming your way. I'll pray for you. Hopefully you get your mind right and you take the glasses off and you can start seeing what's actually going on. Watch the movie They Live by John Carpenter. Very analogous to what's going on. Most people can't see it. Well, one of the things they might do, blackouts. Let's say you did have a EMP weapon where you don't lose power. You don't have power for years. In that type of situation, 90% of the country would die within the first 6 months. But let's say you find yourself, okay, there's a blackout for 10 days. No food, transportation's down. You don't want to travel the roads anyway because you're going to have bad people out there trying to do bad things to survive. The apocalypse. In that scenario, imagine the edge it gives you knowing as the dad, as the father, a leader in the community, that, hey, I can still function at a high level. I can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, no problem, without food. I'll let you guys eat. I'll make sure my family's got stuff to eat. What an advantage that gives you. Being that food is a drug, most people, if they go without a meal or two, they're going to lose their mind. Food and sex are the two primary physical drivers. So play that scenario out. Can you eat every other day if you had to? Now, I know it sounds far-fetched, guys, but a scenario like that is not out of the realm of possibility at all. They control people through food. They keep you drugged up from food, and they will drive you to action to enter their system with food. You want to join our digital bank currency, our central digital bank currency? Okay, you're in. But if you don't do what we tell you to do and we don't like the way you behave, we're going to cut you off. We're going to freeze you out. Fasting for the apocalypse. It really is the greatest tool in a prepper. If you consider yourself a prepper, some people go way over the top, but I don't think it's a bad move, right? You look at it as an investment. I like to spit too when I got the nicotine in. So I'll be making a video about nicotine for you guys. One of the unconventional things I've been doing the past year and a half. And it might surprise you, so stay tuned for that video. But what a tool in the prepper's toolbox. Fasting, the ability to fast. Test yourself. Even if you don't want to make it a regular part of your weekly and daily practice. See how long you can go. Can you go 2-3 days? Can you just do one meal a day for a week? Because when chaos strikes, knowing how the mind works, people are going to panic. They're going to get emotional. They're not going to be able to think logically. And if you put yourself in that situation because you've never fasted and you don't know how to fast, when that happens, you're putting your family at a deficit and in harm's way. Don't do that. As a man, you're supposed to be a pillar of strength. You're the warrior. You're the king. Jesus fasted. Buddha fasted. The Bible talks about it many, many times. All men should be practicing fasting. If you want to know more about my thoughts with fasting, go to the pinned comment, click the link. You get a free download. It's a couple pages. Put it to use right away. How to lose a quick weight and keep it off, and then let the process build. Start building that self-belief. Click below, guys. If you like today's video, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that I'm putting out in the Pandaman channel. Leave a comment or question. I'm always looking for ideas of stuff to create for you guys that you might find interesting, useful, and entertaining.